We are live. Oh, I'm saying, boy, that's some hella fire ice you got up in there, boy.
Yeah, man. I don't want to do too much tonight.
Right on.
Shit.
So, all right. So this topic that we're speaking on is the childhood trauma and the role and effects that it have on parenting. It actually came from a fan. So, I figure why not?
Okay.
So, anybody want to lead the charge on this?
I don't have very much child. I don't have very much experience with. I have a little bit, but not too much. So I really don't think I should lead with childhood
Okay.
trauma.
Yeah.
Well, one, do we think childhood trauma affects parenting?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Okay.
I know. For me, like I'll say the lack of presence that I had from my parents has affected my parenting now. So
Mm. What that mean?
like my dad wasn't there. Obviously, my dad died when I was young, like what 8, 9. So I didn't have a father figure. And then my mom, she was always working. She was busy. She really didn't have time to, you know, to spend with us. So like, I mean, I have no childhood memories of me and my mom. So me, my mom, or my brother. So I do my best to make sure I'm not that the parent that she was. Not to say she was a horrible parent, but she just wasn't present. So like if it has to do with my kids, if it's I don't care if it's something small, a war ceremony, anything, I'm always there because I don't want them to grow up like I did and dealing with that now. Like, well, damn, my mama wasn't there. She had her reasons, obviously. It was good reasons, but it still has an effect on me and how I choose to raise my kids now.
But does that count as trauma though? That kind of seemed like an
Mm.
observation and a
Yeah, that's why
correction.
I don't really have a lot of trauma, so it's not really much I can speak on with this. I didn't have any bad experiences. I didn't have any, I just didn't have like active parents really. So parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles. It wasn't really like so.
Well, I had some childhood trauma. Um, and I'm gonna be as open and clear minded as possible speaking, because I truly hope that the people that are watching, if they have experienced anything similar to what I have went through, I want them to know that they can break the chain or the generational curse, or however you want to say it. My childhood trauma, it started with my parents. Um, my dad was never in my life, but the few times I remember him being in my life, um, they were really negative. I watched him rape my mom. Um, I witnessed my dad setting our apartment complex on fire to kill me, my mom, and my brother for the insurance money. I went through some really bad trauma as a kid. Not only that, due to the things that my mom experienced, I experienced trauma with her as well. Um, I felt like she resented me and my brother for the things that she went through with my dad, and it showed a little more with me versus my brother. Um, I kind of felt like she hated me, because I was a reflection of the choices that she made. Um, and down the line, she pretty much neglected me at times that I needed her. So I went through a lot of childhood trauma. Did it affect me as a parent? In some ways it did, but I always promised myself that I would not do things of that nature in regards to my kids, and that I would try to do different with them as a mother. Um, that's my experience.
Do you got something?
Man, I really don't, bro, because, I ain't have a relationship with neither one of my parents, man. And it's still like that till today, so. really touch on that.
Okay. So how you so far as the question, how do we think that played a part in until today's our parenting? So I mean, not having a relationship with both your parents is still trauma. You know, whether you used it to be like, okay, I'm gonna be the complete opposite,
Right,
but
and that's kind of what I did though, man. So the most important thing for me is just to be present. You know, I got
mm,
two boys and I got a daughter. You know, so being present is important, man. And that's important. You want to do the complete opposite. You have to.
okay, so we jump into this because we all know that everybody don't operate like that. Everybody don't operate like, okay, I'm gonna see I seen what my parents did or whatever the case may be, and I'm just gonna do the complete opposite so I don't get it to my kids. You know, most people are pretty much products of their environment. So uh so when we jump down that rabbit hole and start speaking about those people, when it comes down to the parenting and you can see it, you know, because we don't know, we truly don't know why people parent the way that they parent. You know, we just quick to put labels on people. They're sorry father, they're sorry mother, but we
Right.
have no real understanding in what's really going on with this person to make them not even, you know, have that switch click to even know what's going on.
Correct.
So,
So,
as I said, I know a couple of people, male and female, um, including, I mean, include myself to a degree. So that was pretty much my teaching from my father's side. So my father he was a particular type of way. So the best thing I got from him is whatever it is that I didn't like about him per se, or whatever characteristic that I didn't deem morally, you know, justified or whatever the case may be, I just did the opposite. So, but everybody not that strong. So everybody is not capable of recognizing it and just, hey, I'm gonna go the opposite way. Most people run straight into it. So even if we just go into the simple aspect, like I said before, no man in my life growing up as a kid has ever told me, hey, you only need one woman.
Yeah.
And most boys don't get told that.
right.
So off top, you know, the trauma is already embedded because we're not operating under a moral compass to where what's fair across the board. Is, hey, take care of home, do whatever it is you're gonna do, and call that shit a day, which is causing us to give trauma to our partners. So, as far as man, solution, how can we be solution focused on not really passing it down or trying to correct our peers? Because the hardest thing is to make somebody see themselves from the outside.
Right. Well, I feel like as long as you recognize that what you grew up with was negative, if it's in the negative aspect, and you obviously don't want that for yourself, for your kids, and your, you know, in your adult life and their adult life. So as long as you stay focused on that, I feel like that's probably the best solution there is. You know, just making sure that if you were put if you felt like you weren't receiving the proper type of parenting, because it's just like everybody's realizing now that, I guess because they're going through therapy and they're, you know, figuring out, well, shoot, I really didn't have the type of childhood that I thought I had. Like, yeah, you had a parent that was there, but you didn't have an active parent or whatever. So I think as long as people realize that, you know, this is not the type of environment I want my kids to be in, then I think that's the best solution there is, just to do the complete opposite. Now, come from somewhere where it was always introduced, like if you were around drugs and you were around alcohol and you were around abuse and all that kind of stuff, I feel like, I don't know, I can't really say, but I would feel like you definitely need some type of therapy to get
Yeah.
some, and like, because you at first you have to realize like it really wasn't you. You were a child. You have to get past the point of if you even blaming yourself. So, there's a stigma on Black people that feel like they shouldn't be going to therapy, and that, especially with Black men, they feel like they should be the strong ones, like they don't need to tell somebody else their problems. So if you dealt with some type of abuse or some type of, something that is very traumatic to you, I feel like you should definitely seek therapy first in order to work through those issues before you even try to bring life into this world, or until before you try actually parenting a child. You should really feel like, am I even you should feel like you need to seek the assistance that makes you feel like, am I really even over this? Am I going to carry this into the next generation? Like, you don't really know if you healed if you never really dealt with the issues at hand.
I definitely agree. I am an advocate for counseling, because counseling is the long term fix. A lot of people, our color, the African American group, we think they're talking about our issues or counseling. A lot of people look at it and it's kind of shunned upon on it. Like nobody wants to do it, but I am an advocate for it because it helps you peel back the layers. Some people don't realize that they are carrying rocks as heavy as they are carrying them until they talk to someone. Um, and I was one of those people, but now that I have been going to therapy, working those issues out, the layers are a little easier to peel back. So I agree with you totally. I do think that counseling will help with some of those rocks. It will help peel back some of those layers, and it will help us navigate relationships with not only our kids but with our moms, our dads, our cousins, or whoever, because it's a long term fix, and things can be repairable. They are. They can be repairable. So I definitely agree with you, um, Tierney, on the counseling.
So I was saying, my boy Foster, man, what's up, man? What's
What's
happening
good,
with you?
man? What's
You know
up,
what I'm saying?
everybody?
You know what I'm saying? The topic of the day is, man, we talking about childhood traumas and how it affects parenting. So you got a little take on that? Got a little spill?
Man, I really ain't have no childhood trauma coming up, man. I ain't gonna lie to you.
You know what I'm saying?
Cause I stayed to myself, man. I knew how to
Mm,
navigate, Now my sister now, she could better tell you something about that. She stayed getting, into something. But I stayed
okay, well
out the
let me.
way for the most part.
Okay, well let me. So okay, well let me pick your brain then, because everybody got some trauma. We ain't finna do this tonight, so let me get to picking some brains real quick. Okay, so you had a father in your life.
Yes and no.
Okay, all right. Already your answer almost null and void right there. So
I mean, but it didn't
so
affect me. It didn't affect me though. You know what I'm saying?
it may not have affected you, but it may have affected how you treat people.
I,
So
I
now
say
we
it affect how I treat my kids. I say that.
uh, for the better, the worse. What you mean?
Oh, for the good. Like I know, like my old man, like he wasn't. I mean, he took care of responsibility. Don't get me wrong, but he didn't. He wasn't. He didn't spend no time with me, nothing like that. But I make sure I spend time with my kids, though. I know that's important because I mean, it wasn't. It didn't make or break me, but I know it does. It does have some people turn out for the worse. Not having a father there, but it just wasn't the case for me.
Okay, so okay, so let me rephrase the question, and this is for everybody on the panel, anybody watch. Okay, so when we say affecting parenthood, I think we kind of I think we're kind of in this bubble of I'm just doing the opposite that my parents did to try to be in a better light for my children. But when it comes down to children and teachings, see the teachings is also part of the curse. So if it's a situation of if your father never really showed you how to properly love a woman, You struggle with that. So it's gonna be kind of hard to teach a son how to properly love a woman. So that's a curse that's continually passing. Yeah, he might be a great dad to his kid, but he might be a shitty husband.
Right. Correct.
So that's
Yeah.
also something. If we're not teaching the children properly,
Hmm.
we're still passing down that same trauma, whether we know it or not. Just
Correct.
because, hey, I made sure my daddy wasn't there, but I am there. I mean, I know fathers. I know some sorry ass fathers that's there every day. They sorry as hell, but they think just because I'm there, I already gave you something that my father didn't give me, or my parents didn't give me. So you should be grateful just for my presence being here. And that shit don't work like that. That shit trash. So I mean, if we really dig down to it, it's always something that we lacking in. It's
Well,
always something that we forgot to teach because we're not thinking that, hey, this child needs to know this at this age, or they'll get it, or they'll learn about it later. Life will teach them.
hmm
And so we kind of just go in circles, and we just think that giving our kids time and being their presence and not leaving the home is enough. And that may be very well that might be a downfall on the way that us men think, because sometimes you got both parents in your life, and it's like, I ain't gonna say, I don't want to use the word overrated, but if you got parents in your life and you not getting nothing from them, your experience with having parents ain't really that different from a person coming from a one parent household.
Yeah, it's true.
well, I mean, I agree with you. Like, I can see like today, I don't with mother daughter relationships. You learn a lot about how to treat men and how to love and what you're supposed to do, as duties of a woman, stuff like that from your mother. Um, Again, I was never taught any of that stuff. I never had that conversation with like, well, you save yourself for marriage, and this is this is what you do for your husband, and this is how you love your husband, or I never had conversations like that. So I think it took me, I don't know, probably still to this day, trying to figure out how to really properly love somebody, how to even navigate relationships and stuff like that, because all I did was learn from TV, from friends, maybe from, I just didn't have that connection with my mom. So I feel like I'm the lack of teaching, the lack of knowledge that she could have given me, but it may be because she just didn't get it from her mom. So it could have just been passed down. And it's like, okay, well, as long as I raise these kids and as long as I feed them and I'm taking care of them, then I'm good. And, I get them out the house and graduate high school. But I never got that. Like, I did. I guess she did what she was supposed to do. She followed the path that a parent is supposed to follow. But as far as any extra teachings, I don't know how a lady is supposed to act, or whatever. Like how you want to put it. I don't have that experience. I don't have that knowledge. So a lot of relationships, I feel like I probably sabotaged on my own because I didn't understand the how you navigate relationships from a woman's point of view, like what you're supposed to do.
Hmm. Okay, I see this comment down here. It was kind of interesting to me. It say life is not a question, it's a journey. You might not have all the steps to, but you will find your way. I'm going to wholeheartedly disagree. And the reason that I'm going to disagree is because you're going to find a way. It may not be your way. So if you just think I'm just going to keep on waking up and things are going to automatically get better, you are sadly mistaken, because drug addicts don't live a life like that. Criminals don't live a life like that. People who are suffering from addiction and disease don't live a life like that. So at some point, you have to put in the work yourself. If you're not putting in your work, you don't get nothing in return. And I think that way of thinking is actually what's poisoning and helping the trauma that we give to the kids. We would rather say, we would rather tell our little girls, um, well, they gonna have some sex at some point, but you won't tell them, hey, it's a whole lot of 40, 50, 60-year-old single women out here that couldn't get along with a man. So now they got to work to the rest of their life. That's the same type of mentality of, it'll work out for you. Nobody told us that. Nobody told us we was guaranteed for all the things that we dream about. So
Hmm.
I'm gonna have to disagree with that comment, and that's just my opinion about it. So that's just me. Okay,
Then
I'm
just
trying
because
to.
you way doesn't just it doesn't make it the right way.
Okay,
If you go the same path as your parents and we just keep repeating the
okay.
cycle.
Let me. I really hold up. Talking to the dude in the comment. It only
I mean,
got you
basically, it's
down
really
as
like it's
Facebook.
like on the job training. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. For the person that made that comment, you're only showing up as Facebook user, so I can't really see. Uh, Hold on. Matter of fact, I do you one better. I can't really see who you is on here. It just say Facebook user.
Oh
But
yeah.
Um, I can't see it.
oh, it's Joe. Okay, bet Joe. I'm finna send you the link.
Okay.
So yeah, man, it's and he said, yeah, your way is not your parents' way, which is also true, and that goes into that actually goes into like the parenting style. We was we was one of the recipients of before I beat your ass was the key to everything to make us to make us learn some shit. So so and to this day, I know a lot of people who do the gentle parenting thing to where they don't do any um spankings or whatever the case may be with their kids. So how do we feel about that?
I can't say a gentle parent, but I'm not as probably not as hardcore as my mom was. I know that. I feel like we got whoopings for a lot of stuff, like everything. I don't.
Shit, we got whippings to keep us honest.
Yeah.
Shit,
I
didn't
don't.
even do shit.
I don't whoop it.
Shit.
Like I,
Shit, man.
in my opinion, I feel like I wasn't able to express myself as a kid. It was just you already know it's because I said so. You can't ask why. You don't really get to evaluate. They don't have to evaluate on nothing. They don't have to tell you nothing or elaborate. I'm sorry, they don't have to elaborate on nothing. So you do what you're supposed to do when they tell you to do it. And so I guess I can say that that's different from me because like if my kids are crying or whatever, I'm like, okay, well, what's the problem? Or I'm trying to figure out what is the issue. Like instead of just they crying, so I'm gonna beat them because they're crying. I'm trying to figure out like what is the actual problem. I don't. We didn't have that luxury. I know I didn't have that luxury. So
In the
Shit,
words of
man.
my mama, hey, the words of my mama, I'm gonna give you something to cry for. What you
yeah,
crying for?
yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
Hey,
that's what it
Right.
was.
But
you
you
want something to cry
already
for?
crying. So why is you whooping me? I'm already crying. I don't need you to whoop me more.
And whooped your ass, then gonna threaten to whoop your ass again if you don't shut up crying from the ass whooping I just gave you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. So I don't. I
Yeah.
don't. I don't. I don't think you need to beat your kids, whoop your kids, whatever you want to call it. I don't feel like it's necessary for everything. Now there are some times where you have to lay into their ass, but I just don't feel like it's a. I don't think it's always because I said so, type of thing. Because it's I don't know. I was in a bad mood one day. I'm trying to figure out my kids, and somebody just told me, kids have feelings too, and it's like, well, yeah, they do, but I never really considered the fact that, shoot, they trying to navigate life too. They don't understand a lot of things, so it's like it's. I feel like for me, it's better to sit there and ask them or to explain. This is why I need you to act this way. This is why I need you to do this. So that's why I give my kids more chances than I would have gotten because I don't like them because I said so. Like I know it's necessary sometimes, but not all the time. They're growing up. They're learning and everything too. So that's something that I got that I won't give my kids. Also, that whole um, I'm not your friend, I'm your parent thing. I'm not my kid's friend, but I would still like for them to feel comfortable enough to come talk to me, especially how things are going now in this world and everything like that. I don't want to be their friend, but I do want them to be able to tell me things because again, I didn't feel comfortable telling my mom things. When I lost my virginity, I never felt comfortable telling my mama that. And as a young girl, and all I had was my mom, that definitely led to a lot more things that down the line I wish I could have just taken back. And I feel like if I had that relationship with my mom, then it probably would have gone differently. So, or with my father, honestly, because I didn't have a father. So I don't know how, what a fathers are supposed to teach their daughters. This is how a man's supposed to treat you.
I think it goes to what Sin said earlier on how she felt like she was kind of getting the ass into something because it was basically being taken out on her.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is in all the situations that we are talking about, far as the parenting thing, especially. I feel like that's failed co-parenting because I see it enough to be able to say it. It's one parent is trying to align the structure with these kids, but the other parent is trying to get the favoritism of this child. So you done set up a whole structure situation to where this kid is on routine, and then when they go off to the other parent and come back, you have to redo it.
Mm-hmm.
That's failed co-parenting. Like I don't care that he come get them every weekend, every other weekend. Whoever is the custodial parent, if we having some structure with this kid because this kid is giving trouble with us, giving trouble at school. I then finally got to a point where I understand how to get this person in line, how to get this little child in line. And then every time I send them to you, you become their best friend.
Yeah.
And when they come home, I have to reteach. And now I have to reteach it in such a way because they just came from having the time of their life. So now psychologically, the kid is picking the favorite in his head. So now the kid is kind of resenting me a little bit because I'm so hard on them, not
Mm-hmm.
understanding I'm trying to get you prepared for life. And this other parent who's supposed to be quote unquote co-parenting with me is undoing all the progress that I'm having with the child.
Yep.
That is all that is also trauma because you're putting the child in a situation to pick the one who's going to always say yes, and life don't work like that. So we already know what happened to little boys when they don't get told no. They lock them all the way up. You know what I'm saying? So it's a situation to where people really need to figure out what words mean if we're going to talk about what is real co-parenting. What are we going to do to make sure that this kid has the most successful outcome, in our power? Because all this, we just going, the world is going to show them. They're going to figure out their way. Yeah, like their way might not be our way, but if we look at the landscape, we came out to be in better positions than what the younger kids are coming in now. These younger kids are struggling to live to 23. Like they're dying. They're killing each other. So yeah, we can say that yeah, the parenting part, the whoopings and all that, that was quote unquote adding to trauma, but it also added to structure to a degree to where we wasn't struggling to see 23 and 25. These kids are struggling to see 25. So it's kind of like what do you do in a situation to where if I have a son, I do quote unquote gentle parenting, never tell him no. My son started dating D daughter, you know, same thing. They both not used to structure. They both not used to being told no. Uh, the daughter wasn't taught how not to put herself in a situation to not get hurt by a man, far as making sure that she watch what she say, because men are put on this planet to build, destroy. We strong enough to do something bad to you. And then my son put his hand on his daughter. Where we at now? Now me and him both mad at each other because I'm gonna take up for my son. He gonna take up for his daughter. But we
Right.
both know we didn't put structure in either one of them, so it was bound to explode. So when you let your daughters see you argue with a man and talk to him as if he's nothing, cuss him out, put your hands on him, you do this all in front of little girls, like what you think gonna happen? Because all I do, I see my mama put my hands on this man all the time, and when she say you ain't gonna do shit, he don't do shit. So
Right.
when one of these niggas play with me out here, I'm gonna put my hands on him and tell him he ain't gonna do shit. But then when he do shit, now we got a problem.
Yep.
So that's we pass down trauma in so many different ways. We think we can pinpoint one specific thing when we can't. It's impossible because everybody answer on here was, I seen what my parents did, I didn't like it, and I wanted to do the opposite. That was everybody's answer on here. But then when we start kind of removing some layers, we see how deep this shit really goes and what we actually passing down. Yeah, it's cool that, hey, I didn't do what my parents did if what they did was bad teachings. But what else? Because I have a little cousin right now. She like 26, 26, 27, but she trapped in 16. No structure, no guidance. Easy to fail attitude. No drive. But she's still trapped as a 16-year-old because she's still getting baby fed. She's not
But
required to be better than herself.
true, but that does play a part in the family. It just don't fall on her because she doesn't have any good examples. And then they are also the type of people that don't like nobody to tell them nothing. They always think that their way is right. And so the saying it takes a village, right? Because I don't think any of us on this line are oblivious to it taking a village to raise children, or if we don't know anything, we're okay with somebody else stepping in and saying, hey, especially if we don't have the information ourselves. I don't think none of us are on here. I don't think we're oblivious to that at all. But that particular situation that you're talking about, Clee, I mean, they don't want nobody else's opinion. They don't want nobody help. So if you're gonna look at it that way, yeah, they have totally felt her. But then, what do you do when you have people like that and that are not willing to take information from people that do know better? Because it has to be reciprocated at some point.
This is true. But like we all said, everybody on here who had kids said the same thing. I seen what they was doing that I didn't like. Because the situation is real of what you're saying, but in reality, they don't have to take no responsibility for her because she's 26. They can easily say, you grown, you 26. They don't they're not going to take responsibility for that. We didn't had this conversation. So she can't sit her ass down in one spot and just be like, oh, nobody taught me nothing, nobody taught me nothing, nobody taught me nothing, nobody taught me nothing. That's cool, but if you're not moving forward, you're gonna fail. That's just like the relationship me and your son have. He knew what he knew, but I knew he didn't know enough, so I put my arm around him.
Right.
He
So
go
that's the village. That's the village.
exactly. So at some point, we as people cannot keep falling and hitting every branch down to say I'm going to get it. All of this testimony bullshit of, oh, I went through this and I wouldn't change it no way because it got me to where I was. Like that shit needs to leave us completely. Like, why are we celebrating that we had to go through hell just to get to an average standard of living? Like, we have to let that shit go because we already know what the parents gonna say. All the parents is gonna say the same thing. I did what I had. Well, I did the best I could with what I had. That's gonna be everybody's go-to. When we know it's some bullshit, we know
Right.
it is some bullshit, but that's gonna be the go-to. So we can't allow this damn near 30-year-old woman. She's not a little girl. This 30-year-old woman to keep living life. Hey, nobody's teaching me nothing. But when somebody teach you something, you go back to what's comfortable. I That's on you. When you fail, is on you because you rather go through the drive-through. You rather somebody pamper you, hold your hand, give you a place to stay, don't require you to pay no bills, and you fine with that. Like our people are so fucked up because we don't stand on nothing. Like I have heard some of the coldest shit come from white people having conversations with them. We don't get to say shit like, "Oh, it's like my old man always said." "Oh, it's like my great granddaddy always said." We don't say shit like that because nobody told us shit. They told us to sit our ass down and start running in and out their house.
Stay out of grown folks' business.
Stay out of grown folks. Stay in the child's place.
Stay out of
They don't
yep,
teach us
yep, stay
shit.
in the child's place. That's number one.
I had a young white dude at the time. We were probably about the same age when this happened. The man asked me, "Hey man, you know what's the difference between a dream and a goal?" And at the time, I was stuck. It's like because I kind of knew it, but I couldn't articulate it, and it was so simple. Do any of y'all know the answer?
Ghosts can be
What's the difference?
accomplished. Things can't.
Foster, what you got?
Hmm?
What's the difference between a dream and a goal?
A goal is something I can obtain. A dream is something is more so fantasy for me. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
What up, D? What you got?
Yeah. It's like I know what to say, but I can't really explain it.
Okay.
It's
T, what you got?
I got nothing.
A goal has a deadline. It was that fucking
That's
simple.
simple.
You could dream
hard.
Wow.
forever. You
Hey,
could literally dream forever. A goal has a deadline.
That's real.
So when I'm talking to people of other races and they talk say shit like that, I be feeling less than because it's like, why the fuck don't I know this? This
you
shit
wasn't
was,
taught that.
but see what I'm saying? And so we are the culture, the black the black Americans here. We are the culture of, hey, pay your bills, work till you die, do right by your kids, call that shit a day. And it repeats, and it repeats. So I mean, but shit like that, man, that's why the excuses, this is kind of why I don't really accept the excuses that most people have because it's like you have no understanding, ma'am or sir. We are trying to get to the basic standard of living. We're not even trying to overachieve. We're just trying to get to stand. We're trying to get to the starting line to get in the race, but we don't get that because we don't pass down nothing but trauma and frustration. Like I believe it's exactly what Sin said. It's exactly I didn't had these kids. I thought this man was gonna be here and do right by me. I probably didn't want these kids, but now I have to have these kids. So now I'm gonna treat the kids with my frustration. So what they do? They have sex early. They have kids and treat them the same way because you don't find too many older women 40, 50, 60 that haven't figured it out talking to young girls in their teens or their 20s because they failed. They lost. So they not going to help them win because they went through too much to just give somebody the game so they can win because don't nobody care about nothing cultural. They care about themselves. I lost, so everybody got to lose.
Hmm.
That's just my opinion,
Right.
though.
That's
Hmm.
tough, man. That's tough. Like I don't know how everybody else grew up, but the way I grew up with my mom. She wasn't an adult already. It's being an adult is a mind state.
Mm,
And a lot of adults are not adults, or should I say, a lot of grown-ups are not adults. They grown as children. You know, and seeing the things that I saw growing up, watching my mom and dad fight, watching my dad leave, them split up and shit like that. As a child, I created a character for myself. And that's what this comes back to what I was saying in the chat. You know what I'm saying? My way is different from my parents' way. You know,
mm,
the path that I chose or the steps that I took, because ain't nobody tell me how to be an adult. Nobody told me how to be a parent. And when I had my child, I told my dad, I wish somebody would have told me it was gonna be this hard. He say, "We told you." Say, "No, you didn't. No, you didn't."
and they say,
Y'all
don't make me
argue.
no grandfather. Don't make me no grandfather. I'm too young. That's what the fuck they
He ain't
told
say
him.
none of that. He ain't say that. How can you tell your son that when you didn't raise him? You left him to be raised by his grandmother. And his grandmother didn't tell him that. When I told my mama when I was 18 that I wanted to have a kid, you know what my mama told me? Find you a girl that you love and have you a kid. It wasn't that simple. It's not that simple. When I did find a woman that I love, she didn't love me. I had a
I get.
child, but you know what I'm saying? It wasn't
Mm,
it wasn't what I was looking for. It wasn't what I thought I was gonna have. You know,
I,
I took my steps to be a father, not to be a dad, not to be a sperm donor, none of that. I took my steps to be a father. Right now, to this day, my daughter at my baby mama house right now. If I call her and I talk to her, she gon' yes sir, no sir. The way I wanted my daughter to have respect for her father and her mother and every other adult that's around. She yes sir, no, no ma'am, yes ma'am, all of that. You know, I didn't I didn't have nobody to, you know, how can I put it, man? I didn't have nobody to show me that. My grandpa was there, but shit, my grandpa even went to prison. I'm saying how to be there for myself.
Hmm.
And that's kind of hard for us to do is actually learn how to be adults. When we don't have adults around us, we have grown children.
mm,
The trauma that we all, stem from or have as a young one, if we don't build our own characters as a kid, and that's what I'm thankful for my grandma for. My grandma helped me build my character, because I watched her struggle and everything without a man. But she had common sense, something that's not common these days.
because we so entitled. That's what it is. We so entitled. Like we focus. We count our losses more than our wins. That's just what it is. Like so when it comes down to it, we gonna repeat that cycle for quite some time, like we've been doing. Because when we lose, we want everybody to feel our loss, whether it's consciously or subconsciously. We want everybody to lose just like the way we lost. So that's why we go from relationship to relationship with no good faith effort. We just preparing for this motherfucker to hurt me. That's it. That's how we do. And then it trickles down to the kids to where it's like, okay, well, shit, mama did it like this, daddy did it like this. Hey, they in your kids' eyes, man, we gotta understand that in your kids' eyes, even though you living in hell and you struggling, right? Good parents try to minimum keep that shit to a minimum of what their kids see. So in your kids' eyes, though, even though I know I have five, six, seven siblings between my mama and my daddy, but it don't really seem like they living that bad. But you know for a fact you would not tell your daughter go get all these kids and it's gonna be all right. That's not the life you want them to get. So we have to think subconsciously, even though I'm making this struggling situation look good, my kid is paying attention to me and they may feel like, hey, this is good enough until some shit happened and now they on the ass end of some struggling shit. So this is why when I talk to younger kids or younger adults, like I don't praise their small standard accomplishments because these kids ain't got no fight. If you praise them for something, they'll stay right there. Cool,
Mm.
it's good. It's good enough. So when they have kids, they gonna teach them just be good enough. So it's different for different folks. Like this, the parenting thing can go very very deeply, but I just think we are a bunch of, like you say, grown kids that was over here having kids when entitlement. So we pass that down, and the cycle just keep on repeating until we get to a point where we have no choice but to be humble. Like black people are the only people understanding that their way was wrong. The closer they get to 40 and 50, we have to give out all our years, our best years. We have to get that shit away. Our bodies, our mentality. We have to give all of that shit away before we say, you know what, I was I was wrong. This shit was wrong. This shit wasn't right. I went about it because everybody who was struggling like me went about it the same way. Knowing I didn't see no winners come from this shit. All I saw was losers. But now it's getting lonely. Shit ain't right. You can't move how you move. You don't look the way you look. Now we want to cooperate. We are the only people who don't get along like that with our counterpart. So if the man can't get along with the woman, the co-parenting is gonna be trash. We more focused on I don't want to be on child support. Let me try to snatch custody from her real quick. Let me fight him back and forth. I don't want to give this up. But the kid is over here suffering. And meanwhile, you sitting up there just trying to go back and forth with I'ma spoil my kid this way, so it so he'll lean more my way. And then the other party doing the same thing. So the kid is getting everything they want except what they need. And once they come from underneath your roof, the world gonna have their ass.
Hmm. I want to say something so bad.
Well, say you
Well, no,
shit.
because um, you said we the only people that do that. That kind of. I'm just gonna say I
Well,
kind of
okay, hold on. Let me clear up real fast before you go.
okay.
When I say we the only people that do that, when I say shit like that, I'm only focused on the numbers because
Okay.
it's only 40 million of us here. So we really have the less margin for error. So when we have an error, it's
Okay.
a big percentage.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what I mean.
Okay. All right. That's why I
But I
wanted.
mean,
I,
but go ahead, do your
no,
spill because I know you know some other people. Do your
I
thing.
do. I do. Well,
Talk your shit. I've been
I
long
was
winded
just
for
gonna say,
enough. I don't even want to
you
talk
know,
no more.
I'm the type of person, parent, whatever, adults. I don't believe that children should witness adults going at it. I don't think children should witness their parents fighting and stuff like that. Like you were saying, that creates childhood trauma. It's like, okay, well that means I could talk to a woman any kind of way, or I don't have to respect, I don't have to respect my husband because my mama talked to my daddy. This kind of stuff. I don't have to do that. So I don't believe that children should see adults arguing, parents arguing. But just because I believe that doesn't mean that my partner at the time did not also um, he didn't feel the same way. And because he was raised um, witnessing abuse in his household, and he kind of didn't, he said he didn't want that. But I think like the times when we got into it, I tried to like play it off, like if we're arguing, I'm telling the kids, go to your room or something like that. I don't want them to hear that. But there will be slick remarks coming from, and he is not like us, doesn't look like us. So it's like instantly when you making smart remarks to children who are like, who really don't understand, it's like you're creating that you're the bad guy type of thing, like making me out to be the bad guy. And that's why I was saying like we're not the only one. I was asking if we're the only ones, but you're speaking in a different I know what you're saying, but I just want, that's my experience, is that it's not just us, it's obviously different races that do that because they don't mind beating on the mama or whatever, or abusing the mama in front of the children. They just
Oh yeah,
sometimes
yeah,
they let
yeah.
them sit there and watch it.
Yeah,
But
it's across the board, but if 5 million white people do it, it's a very small percentage. If 5 billion black people do it out of 40
yeah,
million,
yeah,
it's kind of
I got
it's
this.
way noticeable. You know what I'm
I
saying?
need you to break that down for me, but
Yeah,
I get
that's it. That's the only thing when I say we the only one that do it, we
yeah,
the only one that do it to where those numbers look horrible because we
yeah,
already know how they paint us anyway.
yeah,
They take the 10% of us and just put us on the news. And that's
right,
all your drug dealers, all the most horrible black people they can find. That's the ones they keep that camera on.
yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
that's
And
true.
we let them do it because we ain't standing on shit. You know what I'm saying?
A different topic for a different day.
Hey man, different topic. You know what I'm saying? Well shit, let me say we 52 minutes up in here, man. All right, let's kind of lighten the mood slightly.
Okay.
Slightly. So how we feel about social media didn't trick this girl into being a single mother. How do we how
I
do we
don't think
feel about
social
this?
media tricked her into doing anything that she probably wasn't already about to
Wait,
do.
who are you talking
Uh,
about?
Kiki Palmer.
Kiki.
Oh, over that Usher situation?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Not
See,
granted on the
see,
last pod before last, we took up for Kiki because homie was tripping. You don't publicly embarrass your woman,
yeah,
Yeah.
homie was
right?
tripping body
But
shame
at
all
no
that
point
shit.
did we say Kiki go be a single mother out here though. We
Who, no,
we didn't say that.
we didn't say that, but plenty of people were telling her or
Hey,
saying, like, hey, this ain't where it's at. Like, you need to leave dude alone. Like, plenty of people were saying that. And I feel like in the back of her mind, she was probably already thinking that anyway, because you're not going to sit here and embarrass me. I am a public figure. You are not going
Man,
to embarrass me like
I
this.
I ain't gonna lie.
and
I
who
don't
is he?
think
Like, I don't even know
I
dude. Like, is
think
he just like some normal
His
person?
brother
his
is
brother
famous.
his brother famous for something,
His
but
brother's an actor. Yeah.
I truly believe in the heart of hearts, if she wasn't looking at the comments, she would have let that shit blow all the way. Like, this is her first child, dog. Your
Yeah,
first child you just had 45 minutes ago, and now you a single mother. Y'all, y'all women got to be stopped, dog.
No,
Y'all
but
can't be
no,
encouraging this
but
bullshit.
he was cool with it. You was cool with showing her off at every point, every
we
chance you
we
got, and
get
then the
it.
second she go out to have fun
But
or
we
look a certain type.
addressed that. We
You're right, but I'm
addressed
saying
that.
I don't think it was about the comments. I think that she had already had in her mind something else may have happened at that point. I don't think it had anything to do with us or anybody in her comments. She
I
had
mean,
that's not
I mean,
something you could just decide to do because other people influence you. That's not people who have no idea what's going on in her life. That's not something you
Man,
can just decide. Okay, I'm gonna be a
what
single mother.
what is the likelihood of a woman having her first child by this first child and opt to do it alone? Like, what is the percentage that shit happens? That is not a mindset that y'all have. Like, I don't know why you shooting bail. Maybe you was in the comments telling her,
I
man, leave
was
that nigga. But it's no way
no.
possible. The first kid, even if it was some fucking issues going on, the first baby,
Well, no, I'm not, because in all honesty, I would have never told her to like, hey, pack your shit, go. Like, no, this shit is hard. So no, I'm not gonna encourage that.
man, she listened to a bunch
Mm.
of struggling women that's told her you deserve better. You ain't got to worry about that. And now he's trying to get full custody, child support, and the
Oh, he
house.
want it all.
I don't
He
trust
He
that.
want it
want
all.
the bag.
I don't trust that. I don't trust that. That I need
Yeah,
to.
I didn't trust it at first until she came out with the video with Usher. Now it's like, yeah, you definitely poked at his pride.
Yeah,
He
Usher
won't. He,
cold, man.
yeah, bro, that's a cold lick.
He had fought for this shit, man. He
Which
serenaded that
also
lady out there.
adds, which and nobody's back to the trauma. Let's
I was
go
just gonna
full
say that.
circle, full fucking
Something happened to
circle.
him. Something happened to
That
him back
that
in then.
child, that child is gonna get older,
Yeah.
and that child is gonna know, mommy left daddy 4 months after my birth, and then she was in a music video teasing my daddy about it. If y'all think that's gonna be the best person of society when they get older and not be entitled to fit, like, bro, this shit is crazy. Like, that's
But
crazy as fuck. That
I
video is gonna
mean,
last forever.
Man,
Everybody's gonna know, hey, you're 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 kind of Usher's love child, abandoned baby. You was Usher's abandoned baby,
and he entertaining this shit too. Usher, he all with it. Hey, he
bro.
entertaining it,
And
bro.
and and the nerve of this man! Didn't Chris Brown put whole hands on you at the skating ring? Stop playing with niggas.
Put them paws on him.
Like,
But
you
it's
better
not. You
sing.
can't. Y'all. You can't. Kiki has a part in this too. Like she could have chose not to entertain all of this. Like she is poking jabs at him. Like that is the father of your child. You really shouldn't be doing this. And I'm not. Oops, sorry, y'all. And I'm not condoning what she doing, but I'm just saying, like Usher, you can't really blame Usher because do you
Yeah,
really
you
blame?
can. Yes,
No,
you can.
Yeah,
no,
you
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 know what?
can.
You know
no,
why?
you
You know
can't.
why you can blame Usher?
Why?
Because if Usher wasn't a celebrity and did that shit as a local man, Usher has to be on the news right now.
But do you blame? Do you
Yeah.
blame the person who cheated, or do you blame the side piece?
You blame first of all, she didn't cheat, but in your
But
analogy,
still,
you
but
no, you
still.
blame the
She
source.
just got dressed.
it was
You
just a
blame the
form of
source.
disrespect.
You blame the
You
source.
blame
Yes,
her.
but that's just like, okay, that's like if I walk in the house and my gal is getting the bottom toe out of her ass by some nigga, right? My issue is with that woman,
Right?
but nigga, you better not speak
Facts.
because if you speak, you
Hey,
know,
you
it's gonna
better
be
have
what
a
it's gonna
Ronald
be.
Isley and R.
Yeah,
Kelly
you
moment in that
Yeah.
nigga,
situation. Don't you
don't
say
look,
shit.
stand in the corner. Don't even look at me. Don't say nothing.
But
You
what if he's like, hey, I didn't even know she was married.
don't
So it was like,
speak.
so don't even say nothing,
Nah,
huh?
Hey,
but
say
here's the thing, man. She's
once
a
I give you
celebrity,
that, hey, bro, once I give you that, say, look out, don't say nothing.
right? And
Yeah.
see, she's a celebrity, man. This lady dressed like this all the time. So why trip about it now?
Yeah.
Why trip now,
She's
bro?
had
She dressed
less
like this
fun.
all the time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
But
are we saying they both? Because it's kind of sounding like we feeling like I'm feeling like both of their ass couldn't handle the comment section. That's what it sounds like to
Yeah.
me.
He definitely
You
could
know
It
not.
they,
sounds
you know
like
they
he
was
had
doing
no,
it
it
had.
too.
he couldn't.
He
Like
could
he
not.
just
Yeah, he folded. He could. We
he
already talked
folded
about
like
that.
You know they
like
was
wheat
on
Bro,
his
bread.
ass.
what
Yeah.
You
Peter,
see
huh?
what Usher
That
was
boy
doing to
folded
your
like
girl?
flatbread.
Man, what?
Man,
Yeah.
look.
But
You
to
know,
me, it's like he's like real small and got like some insecurities or something. You know what I'm saying? Like I
yeah,
Yeah, but
man.
that's
wouldn't.
not the type of person you can be insecure with. She is very loud, very boisterous, very
Yeah.
here I am. So that's not the type
And
of person that she has never changed the
and
whole
me,
way through.
I'm the type of person. If I got an issue with you, I'm not go publicize that. I'm gonna, behind closed door, we go handle that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't gotta know how we handle it. But he chose to go about it the public route. Like it's,
Yeah, that
I
was a
ain't,
no
Yeah,
no. That was a horrible rookie mistake.
man,
horrible.
yeah.
But I just don't feel like he was supposed to. We just made fun of it. You wasn't supposed to lead a nigga. Like
Yeah,
it was just jokes. Like you don't
Like,
be no fucking
yeah.
single mother.
Kiki, come
But
on,
What is you
but
baby.
doing?
if he would have never blew up about it, we wouldn't be where we at right now.
Yeah, but we are in a horrible place.
Very.
Man, but that ain't the first chick he did that to, man. He did that to one of his exes, man, and that chick got a husband now, bro. And I'm like, come on, Usher,
But
man, you can't be
but
doing that to
it,
these hoes. You know how they.
you don't know some of the trauma some of these people have in their past, man.
Hey man, that nigga might have lost his gal to every concert his chick went on. You don't know
Facts.
what that nigga went
Hey,
through.
He
I'm
got some
telling you,
trauma
man,
now.
That nigga
For
say he
real.
lost his last chick, the little baby. Now Usher, he can't take this shit no more.
he can't tell you no more, man. I'm talking about shit, but I ain't gonna lie though. She was looking good. Kiki was looking good though.
She
Shit,
was. She was.
She was
Well,
looking good.
She
yeah,
was.
man. I
I
don't
don't
know,
know if
man.
it was the grinding or what made him start tripping, but he fumbled the bag, man. He out there. He out
Uh,
there.
that nigga trying to get the bag though. That boy definitely trying to get that child support in his house.
He trying.
He trying.
Man, he looking real weak right now.
That boy gonna be in court. He gonna play it. He gonna play it for the judge. Look at a judge.
What?
Ass
And he,
everywhere. Is this the type of example I want around my kid?
but I don't think they gonna give him no custody, bro. Like
Nah.
she got the better living
Say, man.
situation for the
You
Look,
kid.
you
man. I hear
you
what
have
you're
to be
saying,
shown you
but
have
we
to be
seen what
shown
happened to Mary J. We seen what happened to the Blige. She
she
ain't loved
Uh,
another nigga since.
she has to be proven
Stop
to
it.
be
she
Stop
got
it.
unfit,
yeah,
bro.
she got screwed, man.
Mary J ain't loved another
Yeah,
nigga
say she
since.
couldn't even pay the rent.
You know what I'm saying, yeah. So don't get it twisted, man.
Nah, but he
Shit
ain't
has
gonna get
changed.
it though. He ain't gonna get it.
Damn, that's a cold lick though. I ain't gonna
Shit,
even
he
hold you.
better not.
He just going to he can't ooh, man.
Man, he putting himself out there, man. It's a publicity stunt. He just want to get out
Yeah.
there, man. He want to have
They
his viral moment.
got a mixtape dropping.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
so he
he
could
look
be
I
on the
mean
news and shit.
he looking real weak though. That's all I can say, man. He looking real weak, man.
You know what I'm saying? So what you would have did, Faust? What you would have did, man?
I would have handled that behind closed doors. You
What you would
know.
have told her?
Huh?
What you would have
Don't you ever
told her?
I would told him, man, hey man, don't you ever go out there looking like that and fucking with another nigga like that, Shit like hey, don't you ever do that. Disrespectful ass shit,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
What's wrong with you? You know? But I
What
wouldn't
if
have
she
went
ain't
about it
listen though?
publicly.
But
Huh?
see, but like that shit, like what you just said. But I was reading those comments and people was like, well, she dressed like this all the time. So what make this time different? Why are you tripping now? Like she's a celebrity, bro. She dressed like this all the time. So why now? Is
I
it just
mean,
because it was Usher, or
oh, it's
like
definitely
you
because it
really
was
had an
Usher.
issue with?
No, I think it's because of
So,
how she was acting.
Yeah.
I
The
don't think it
whole
was the outfit at all. I think it was really just how she was acting. I think it's because she
she
looked like a groupie. So
she
She
was
really
happy to
when he
be
didn't.
back
saw
outside.
She
when he
really
saw
didn't do shit on that stage, man. I don't know what the fuck. Maybe I
she
saw a different
didn't.
video.
She didn't. I feel like her outfit. I don't even feel like her outfit was bad. Like
Man, her outfit was
I
hey,
don't know
Hey man,
because in all honesty, like if my man let me walk out the house like that, I'm cool.
man,
If
I
he let
think
me
Kiki
go.
fucked around and didn't go home. That's what that shit is.
So
yeah.
She went to the after party.
So the real question is this: since Usher wanted to be making videos talking about I heard your man was looking for me. When he see Usher, should he put whole hands on him,
he should
hands and
he
feet?
sh- he should let it
Put them
go.
paws on it, man.
put
Whooping,
big boy paws on that man.
He should do it.
whooping, man.
He should handle his business.
Because I
Fight for
didn't say nothing about you. I ain't put no tweet or nothing about you. I ain't say nothing
Put
about you.
them
And you
hands
gonna
on him,
play with
bro.
me on a video, my boy. So
This
you
man
matter of
got you
fact,
fighting for custody right now, man. Put them
like
hands on him.
for real, my boy. Since I'm really the reason why this video popping for real, I need a check. I'm finna bang your shit up. What's happening?
I don't even know why he's sitting here trying to fight for custody. Like, y'all know that baby ain't finna be taken away from this mama. Y'all know
Man, my
that.
boy hurt. He
unless
hurt.
Like, you
unless
just
it's
Hey
wasting
man,
proven
your
unfit.
time.
y'all better
He
stop
hurt.
playing with men and stop playing with the men and their emotions, man.
But she's not an unfit mother. He just
Right.
feels like she's an unfit partner. So
Hey
See,
man.
you live in your line. Because I know if he ever come to Houston, I know who won't be going.
Your
I
ass
know who
staying at
won't be
home.
going.
You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah,
definitely won't be
Usher
sitting
who?
nowhere close to the front row.
You,
I know that, but
what? I'm nervous bleed like a motherfucker. We gonna be able to turn the lights off after the show.
oh
That's
my
where
god,
we going.
that's a cold man.
Shit.
Man, what else
Hey,
crazy
man.
has been happening, man? Feel like something else happened this week.
So we ain't gonna talk about Bay.
Oh, you talk about
I know
oh
y'all.
Brittany.
I know y'all ain't gonna talk about my Bay.
They
I
want to
know
talk about
y'all
Britney
see Biggie
Spears,
back
man.
out
Go
there.
talk about
What?
Bay, man. We got a little time. Talk
Hey,
about Bay, man.
you seen on that pole, man? You ain't seen video?
Yeah, I seen a little video.
Hey, do
Britney
something to
Spears
me, boy.
is
Woo! Get back out there.
what is
I
Who?
don't know what you
Hey,
got going on with old Brittany, man. Britney
I
Spears.
right?
I don't know.
She had a little
She
video.
wild
She
though,
was over
man.
there
She is
pole dancing
wilding the
with that
fuck out.
motherfucker.
Hey, she is
Nigga say we
wilding
can
out,
talk about
boy.
Bay.
Yeah, that's babe, man. Hey, she wilding the motherfucker too.
Hey man. Hey, so damn, if she can't, so you can't go to no Britney Spears concert. You acting like that, and baby girl can't go to Usher.
First of all, Britney
I,
Spears ain't having no concerts.
Brittany ain't having nothing, man.
That's not
I don't
even
Man,
know what's going
y'all
on.
better
equivalent.
stop playing with Spears.
That's
If
not an
that woman
equivalent.
Hey,
decide that she gonna have a concert, that bitch will be sold out.
I'm not saying that she ain't having no concerts.
Do
man,
Brittany
they
is
not
not
fucked
what
around
having
what
and
no
you
gave her
what
that
you
concerts.
think she
bag back.
stripping for? You think she's on that pole for nothing?
Oh yeah,
She get
hey, she
she
practicing.
getting on everybody radar, and then she gonna drop a tour on y'all ass, and it's gonna be up. Man, you better stop playing
Yeah,
with her.
shit. They didn't gave her that money back, man. She out there
Shit,
doing God knows what.
if she was smart, she'll call Janet Jackson up, and they both be freaking on a nigga on the stage. Boy, I be getting my money. Her, Janet Jackson, and Madonna. Let's get it. Fuck it, bitches. We going on tour.
Nah, Madonna she don't look her best. I just
It
can't.
don't matter. It's the nostalgia. It ain't nothing else but nostalgia.
Okay.
And she was on that pole shaking, ain't got no ass back there,
You
but she
ain't
was
got no
fired up,
ass,
boy.
but
Go ahead, babe.
she was
Go
popping
ahead,
that
babe.
motherfucker with her soul though. She meant every stroke.
Shit. Hey,
Goddamn me.
shit, shit. I would have thought
How
So,
long
you
was she married?
hey,
She married for like what? How many years?
oh,
I don't know, but then she did not.
Brittany.
Who
I think she was.
leaving?
I think they said it was like I don't know if it was 6 years. But since we on the topic of divorce, we probably need to talk about that in the next episode because I saw actually two today. People have decided to separate or file for divorce. One of them was like a 14-year marriage and 4 kids,
huh.
and
I don't know what you think out here.
it was dang,
Come
what's
your
the
ass out
girl's
here if you want
name?
to.
It was
I,
Malika something. But yeah, I think we need to talk about the divorce rate because it has
man,
skyrocketed.
it's been skyrocketing. See, we keep living in this society that keep on saying you're a woman, you can always upgrade. But look, oh, now that you mention that, everybody did all that motherfucking Rupin and Rylan and all that about Nia Long. Nia Long said she want her marriage back because she
I ain't
came
even.
out here
For real?
and she thought she was gonna be treated like a goddess. No, you finna get treated like a bad bitch, and I'm trying to drop something in. That's what you finna get
Yep,
treated like.
That's what she
that's a fact,
said. That's
man.
what she
Like
said.
you thought shit was sweet out here. What you think out here? You think some gentlemen out here?
Nah, that's a cold world out here, man. Shit.
Man, you are a fantasy to us. A fantasy. And we know you ain't got no fight in you because you ain't want to stick with a millionaire husband. So we ain't gonna believe in you either.
And she like
But we
young.
Right,
will
and
knock
my
you
boy,
down.
there is still no proof that that dude did that shit. That's just hearsay. Nobody came out and said that they was having an affair with that dude.
Man, y'all can
Just
sit up
saying.
here and give a motherfucker 14, 15, 20 years of y'all life and come out here and think that y'all just gonna pick up where you left off. Understand this. The fucking dating market change every goddamn 18 months. And you've been locked down with one motherfucker for 15 years. Come out here. Your ass looking like food, a number 7, large Sprite. That's how the fuck you look out here. You better stay your
Like
goof
ice.
ass in your marriage. Your ass should have left when you knew that shit wasn't gonna work in year 1. Why
I
did you give
agree.
this person 15 years?
I agree. I will say I
Because
agree with that.
the bullshit that your one man putting you through, we all about to do it to you. So what you
Probably
coming
10
out here
times
for?
worse.
Like,
Shit.
damn, that's
It don't
crazy.
take 15 years to figure it out, bro. It don't
It
take that
it
long.
don't take that long to realize this
Like,
motherfucker ain't for you. That's just my
I have
opinion.
a coworker. Her parents is divorced after 50 years.
Man, get the fuck out of here.
God
That
damn.
that woman is ungrateful.
yeah, they might as well just say after 50 years, you said?
You are ungrateful.
Yeah, they
I,
might as well just say,
that is some ungrateful
don't come
shit.
outside.
What you
Yeah.
so you got out of a 50-year marriage to die alone?
Yeah. You got me fucked
Well,
up.
there's some other factors there, but
And you
There
want
is
and
no other
it's just a long.
factors.
It's just the
There's
point I'm
no
making
other
is
factors that justifies 50 years.
facts.
So if they've
you
been
don't
married
know
50
that. You
years,
don't know
man,
that. You don't know
they
that.
can't be no younger than 68.
Yes, I do.
You know what I'm
You
Yeah.
saying?
not gonna one, you're not gonna cheat on me for 50 years, and you're not gonna beat on me for 50 years. I don't need to stay there that long to realize I don't like this treatment.
Man, you didn't did the
50
term
years?
you didn't did a term of life insurance with me. Nah, you ain't going nowhere.
Like, why would they be, like,
Like, you
what
know
is the
how
reason?
long 50 years, like 50 years is at the point of marriage where y'all don't really have sex. She on her side of the bed with the light on doing a crossword puzzle, and you probably damn near doing the same on your side. You know, it's what
Yeah.
who wants you after that?
Oh, yeah, that's a half a century, man. Ain't nobody wants
You
you.
tripping.
Well, somebody found somebody. Somebody else has somebody.
Who?
So
Who?
What?
The goddamn man. Because it was easy for him to get a younger woman because he's
Hey,
financially set.
Oh,
Her
not
goof
that's
ass still out
huh?
here single as hell.
not a younger
That's
woman, but I'm telling you, it was other factors. I'm telling you. I just brought it up because of the length of the marriage. It really
But
was some other stuff, but
I hear what you're saying. But it hasn't, it wasn't, it didn't start year 50. It didn't start year 40. It didn't
Nah,
start
this shit
year
was like a
30.
year,
It didn't
year
start
two
year
or three
10.
probably.
That's what I'm saying.
it
If you
it it
stay for
did.
50 years,
It kind
stay
of did.
your
It did. It did. It started. It wasn't always like that. It was.
Tanner,
It was.
you understand what how long 50 years is?
I do, but I'm not.
Niggas niggas don't update their habits. Like 50 years. We don't update our habits like that.
I do. I do, but it was other factors that was involved. That was beyond
Give me one. Give me one that's not cheating or domestic.
mental health.
And don't put no
Man,
money
get the
either.
fuck
Don't put
out
the
of here.
money.
What did you just say?
It was some mental health and health issues. Don't get quiet. All y'all.
look, mental health only became
Man,
a
if you
thing a
don't
couple
get your
years ago.
cartoon ass on out of here,
No. It really. Oh God, I'm not about to put this on the internet, but I'm just saying it was other
this
factors
is
that
gonna be a short. That pause was great.
yeah, it was. It was. But like, I
50
mean,
years though.
all of
50.
y'all just got so quiet. That was the best.
I
But no,
mean, what do you say?
it really was
Mental
something that,
health. She could have
yeah.
got a she 50 years. She could have went got a side nigga.
It's not that easy. It wasn't that easy. It wasn't
Mental
that
health,
easy, Clee.
man, after
It
50
really wasn't.
years, bro.
It wasn't
Mental
that.
health. So let me get this right. You said mental health and physical health, right? So you rather be alone through your physical health.
I can't. That's
I'm
not
just
for me.
saying.
That's not for me to say. No,
So she
no.
bedridden, man. She say, "Fuck it, I'm gonna get a divorce."
Oh
Now
no,
I hope
no,
somebody realize I didn't fell out the fucking shower.
no, 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 no.
That's what you saying to me. 50 years, Marjay.
I know,
50.
I know, I
Right
know,
after 49.
I
Would you
know.
do it? Would you do
That's
it?
crazy, bro.
Get divorced after 50 years?
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
So why you taking up for it?
Because there was some real reasons that they could not have. It was
Okay, okay. With them same reasons, would you have did it?
no,
Okay.
but
That's all I want
and
to know.
I'm saying
What
no.
is the but for? Like, what are we doing?
Well, you know what? I can't say I've never been in that position, so I don't know. Like I just feel like for me, I know where I know where my mind is, and I know my mindset. So for me, it wouldn't have been a reason to leave, but for her mindset, yeah, it was a reason to leave. So
What she think
Mhm.
is out here?
who
Not
said
Like you
nobody.
said,
who said
look,
she
it
was
I'm
looking
sound
for
Shit,
somebody? Who said she was
it's
looking for
nothing
somebody?
after 50 years.
you.
it,
What? What she gonna do? Because I'm assuming they've been married since they was like in their 20s.
They have.
So she damn near 70.
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
been.
no younger than 68, bro. No younger than 68.
it sounds like she left the man for one of the reasons she said I do for him. Put it like that.
Of course. You know they ain't got no for worse. It's for better or for great. It is never
Yeah,
for worse. It's not
yeah,
for bad. It is not
yeah.
for annoying. It's for
It's
good, better, or great.
it's not for the sick.
Definitely not for the sick.
You know what I'm saying?
Hold on, hold on, hold on,
God,
hold on.
that's a cold lick,
She
man.
was her health or his health messed up.
Hers.
I don't
Mm.
understand. So she was
I
sickly and
I'm
wanted to be
understanding.
alone.
You know, I
Bro,
can't explain this to you. I can't. I
It,
can't
it
explain
sounds
this.
like somebody say, I'm not gonna sit here through this. I gotta go.
I can't. I can't explain it.
Did
But
she leave or did he leave her?
she initiated it.
Okay, well, this shit is beyond me because you fucking 68 years old talking about I deserve better, ma'am.
No, that wasn't it. That wasn't even it. It wasn't about I deserve better.
This don't make sense.
This is I can't have this conversation right now because we on live. So
I ain't
this,
acting for the. I just don't understand the logic
I know
in
you don't understand, but I know you don't
being
understand.
alone. But who wants? Who do you think gonna take care of you? See, the thing is, when you was with that man for 50 years, y'all developed what we call growing pains.
Mm-hmm.
That man been there long enough to wipe your ass.
Mm-hmm.
You not fit. You man, I'm done with this topic.
Yeah, let's just go ahead and move on.
Like I'm done with this topic, man. We
Let's
gonna
go.
find a new nigga who wanna whoop, but they wanna wipe some ass out the gate. Mm-mm-mm. Man, that's all I got, man. Y'all got something else y'all wanted to touch on? Cause we dropping like flies up in here.
No, I'm good. I got nothing.
You know what I'm saying? What about you, my boy?
Nah, I ain't got nothing off the top of my head.
Ain't got nothing on top of the dome.
Nah.
But shit, man, this is definitely a visual powers episode. That's all I had. That was a fan topic, the childhood trauma and the effects it have on the parenting.
Well, I
So
hope
the
we helped them then. Gave some insight
well,
into
I don't think it was a help needed. I just think she just kind of wanted to hear us talk about it and hear other people' perspective. But yeah, sometimes, man, sometimes, especially when you're a kid, man, you just your household might be toxic, and you just need to get away from the whole household and go get a mentor, man. Go get a mentor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If your
yeah.
father and your mother ain't it, go talk to a cousin. If they not it, go talk to an ain't it. Go talk to somebody who has documentary evidence of production. That's it. You can't. We don't have that luxury, man. They not finna let us say we wasn't
No.
taught. We do
I
not have that
mean,
luxury.
we have to learn as we go. I mean, I would say, you know.
Yeah.
If you choose that route, but
Yeah.
but
Nah, I
if my
think I.
but if my
I mean,
cousin
I.
a millionaire, if my cousin a millionaire, why am I still blaming? I ain't got nobody to teach me nothing. If he a six-figure person, if she's six figures, if they got their own business, what excuse do we have to keep saying nobody taught us? If we can point out somebody we know that's in hand reach to help us with whatever it is they trying to get, they was at the bottom too. They didn't wake up with money. Most black people don't wake up with money. They don't get passed down a bunch of money. You might get a house that the people argue about, and then they end up selling the property, so they got nothing again. But we don't. It ain't too many black inheritance going on here. So if we know somebody making some money, somebody who came from our same surroundings that then started a business and all that, like what excuse can we use? Why
Right.
are we using excuses? Not what excuse can we use, because we got a million of them. Why are we using excuses?
I mean, that's true. But what if you don't have that person?
It's always somebody, dog. It's always somebody. You can't tell me you don't know not one successful person, or at least one standard living. He ain't even gotta be somebody who's doing some crazy shit. It could be standard living. This nigga got a nice car, a nice house. He provide for his family. His life is very standard, simple, and it's good.
Well, I mean, I can just speak for myself though. I didn't have nobody, you know.
Not a one.
Nah. I mean, I could say my uncle, but I mean,
What
I
what's the I
wasn't
mean for?
I wasn't close with him like that. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, your uncle had it though. You the one trying to get it. So
I mean, true.
everybody ain't gonna come to you to give you game.
I mean,
Like
yeah,
the
you're right.
the masters don't come to the students to teach them martial arts.
Right.
The
But
students
that's
go
what
to the masters.
right. That's why I say I had to learn as I went on the job training. You know, and I
Yeah,
mean,
but
I did
we
pretty well for
losing.
myself.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
this
true.
the generation underneath us are losing at a more rapid rate though. That shit not gonna last long. You can't sustain it. We can't sustain it as a culture. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
We falling off too strong because we don't want to give information unless somebody putting some money in our pocket.
Oh no, I most definitely, help out anybody, that I can.
I'm
But I
saying.
mean, I just didn't have nobody, when I was coming up.
I'm saying that we got too much pride, man. We got too much pride to go
What you
to
mean?
somebody. We as a whole, we got too much pride to go to people and say, humble ourselves, say we don't know this. Can you teach me?
Right.
But we do the same thing when we do a job application. I'm broke. Can you hire me? That's all you're doing for. That's what a job application is. I need more money. Please help me. But when it comes down to a person, know why? Because we scared. We scared that if I go ask this person and he tell me no, then he gonna tell everybody in the family how I came asking for some help. Now your pride poked that.
Hmm.
That's and one of the reasons why we don't go to therapy,
Right. But
because
then look,
we all know a female or a male who might have worked at a doctor's office or some shit, and she didn't give a fuck about HIPAA law, especially if she didn't like the bitch. Everybody know that this woman got some type of STD because so we gonna treat black counselors the same way. We don't believe that y'all not gonna tell our business, and then we can just say, well, shit, white counselors, Asian counselors, they don't know our struggle, so I'm not gonna talk to them because they don't know what it is to be black. So we already got the fucking excuses just already embedded into our minds to say out loud. But in reality, we do fucked up shit. I know one that was working at the clinic, and when there was bitches she didn't like that had to go to that clinic, you best believe it's up.
Oh,
damn,
Hey
oh,
man,
damn.
It's up.
Telling all their business.
All you gotta do is tell one. All you gotta do is tell one.
Oh,
Bitch, guess who
Mm.
was at the clinic today?
oh.
Oh shit.
She didn't give a
Are you?
fuck about her job.
Hey man, niggas gonna nig, man.
Our,
Niggas is gonna nig.
our people.
Hey,
Our people.
man, boy, you don't make no black person, man. We gonna get our lick back.
times times 10.
Man, even if she did hold a little water, don't let don't let one of her homegirls be messing with a dude that messed with the chick that came to the clinic. That's when it's gonna come
Mm.
out.
Mm.
Hey, you know she
I
she
seen her the
messing with
other
who?
day.
Man, girl,
Yeah.
she was in the clinic.
Yeah.
She had to get a prescription.
Yeah.
Like she
Yeah.
bad out here, man.
The scat pack.
God
Yeah.
damn. So man, we traumatized, man. We traumatized the shit out of each other. We see how we do each other. That's why it's hard for us to come together because we see how we do each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we entertaining and shit. The barbecues, the
Yeah.
family reunions, all that, man. We are very entertaining people, but we know how grimy we is and how we do each other.
Mm.
And I don't. My people don't even do. We don't have family reunions. That's crazy.
I'm saying shit. I
What?
only,
Yeah. Like,
man, you want a family reunion, man? Maybe
nah.
I
I
should
mean, I'm
start.
just.
I've been thinking about. I've been thinking about going here and throwing something, get a
But
little
that's something.
Airbnb and see on the beach or something, and just have everybody come, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
I throw a visual prowess family reunion, man. Just
yeah, that would be nice.
everybody
You know
everybody
what?
needs some liquor
We
and
need
some
to do
hugs or
that
something.
and like a Christmas party. Like we should do stuff like that. Would be nice, Clee. Thank you.
Oh, it's all on my dime. Ain't that some shit? God damn.
No. I wasn't saying that. I was just
God,
saying that's a good idea. Like that's very thoughtful of you. That's all I'm saying.
no. Yeah, you got to get away from reality sometime, man.
I will offer up my you know my place for the small gatherings. So
Well, that's nice of you, man. That's
yeah,
nice of
thank
you.
you, thank
You know what I'm
you.
saying? I
Little
guess I'll take
tradition, you
care of
know.
I guess I'll take up the big gatherings. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna have to slang the shit out these pictures, but I get it there.
That's all right. I'll be right there with
Then I gotta pay
Yeah.
you. I can't even get the money because I gotta pay the assistant. Ain't that some shit?
you. Hey, you.
God damn.
I am not. I'm not free, nor am I cheap. Okay, so
Ain't bought not liquor, mild liquor equipment, not nothing.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Don't. That's
It's
not what this comment. Look,
How,
we're not talking about that right now. We are talking. We're gonna get Foster to a family reunion. That's what we're gonna do.
all right, man. We gonna get Foster's a family reunion, man. Make it like the old days.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what
what
I'm
old
saying?
days? I just told you we never had nothing.
Well,
Well,
we
our
gonna
old
have
days.
them
We gonna
again.
we gonna give you your first family reunion, man, so
That's
you can
right.
understand how this shit go, man.
That's
How it's
right.
supposed to go.
Yeah,
Or would
that's
you call like Thanksgiving a family reunion? I don't know.
No, that's
Nigga
Thanksgiving.
say no, that's
No.
Thanksgiving.
A family reunion is strictly a family reunion.
I don't know. That's well, white people do that shit, but I mean, I don't know.
I got
I
family
guess
reunion shirt. What is you talking about? We get down.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
we
I guess my people just not close like
see
that.
that's the part of that trauma we was talking about. Talking about you ain't had no trauma, nigga. You ain't had a family reunion. You
I
don't
ain't
even
fucked up
you
with
don't
my.
even know you don't even know who your cousins is, nigga. You might have hollered at one of your cousins or some shit because you ain't meet them at the
Nah,
family reunion.
Mm.
I ain't did that.
You
Nah,
don't know, nigga.
I ain't on my Kevin Gates shit now.
You don't know, man. You don't know.
But I mean, I'm not look. I'm not fucked up about it now. But it's just I know some families they close they do shit like that, but mine don't know.
Yeah, man. We gonna get you right, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
Alright. Hey man, that's it for the night. That's an hour and 29 minutes.
yeah.
I feel like that was a decent enough part. I'm good on that one. So man, you making the next one or what you doing, man?
Yeah, man, I'm off on Thursdays and Fridays. So yeah, most
Thursday and
definitely.
Friday. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. And we gonna be updating the show and we're gonna be doing Fridays and Sundays. But we gonna start doing 2 shows a week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if I don't work over on Sundays, I'll let you know.
That's a bit. That's a bit. All right, man. Let's get up out of here, man. Appreciate y'all stopping by, man. We up out of here.
Bye.